Talk to
I feel
me.
like we need a timer.
Are we going?
We're always going.
Wait, so talk to me. When do we get a timer? When did you decide that?
No, it's like a kitchen timer.
I know, but is it going to
Turkey's-
go off?
Turkey's ready.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Candice.
And welcome to Don't Start.
And as we like to say, don't start.
Candice, save it for the show.
Exactly. So let's get to it. Wait, I have to turn to face you. I can't. This is not. Okay, this is better. This is better.
Wait, when did you decide this team needs a timer?
Because I feel like you and I will talk for hours. Don't you feel like that?
Always.
And at the end of the day, I don't want each of us to be flagging each other down with passing notes.
Oh my God,
you have 5 minutes.
We don't have notes this time.
We have no notes.
No.
I like no notes. Your hair looks lovely in this soup heat weather. It's soup out. It's disgusting.
Soup as in like chicken noodle?
Yeah, like
a
you're
beef
swimming
stew?
through some good
Matzo
chicken
ball?
noodle.
Have you gone swimming in your pool yet?
Yeah. Oh, several times.
Yeah.
You kidding me? We put that pool in. Tom's like, we're in there every day.
Right. I had to get home and jump in the pool the other night. And we got pool lights, and they're just so silly. They float around and like project. And I dragged Chad into the pool because I was like, "What are you doing? Get in! This is a good time."
But I also love the things you can get on Amazon of like.
Yeah, I want to keep buying more.
I bought this stupid, sorry Amazon, solar light
Okay,
that like shoots water up
that's
in the
what
air.
I want. I want
It's
that.
but it's amazing.
It's the Bellagio. You're
And
the
my-
Bellagio in your pool in the backyard.
Did you say the Bellagio? I like the Bellagio Hotel.
In Vegas.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing in Vegas. I can go stare at those fountains forever.
have to go back to
and get
Vegas.
emotional every time.
Come in my pool. Come in my pool and stare
and
at
then it just fountains.
stare at my fountain, my little cheesiest fountain. But honestly, it's the
that's
coolest
literally
thing.
what I wanted to buy next for the pool.
You should buy it. It's so fun. So here we are.
So how long is pool season for?
Well, it used
October?
to go. We opened it in April
Whoa.
because end of April.
Yeah.
Because we were like, we put in a pool, we're opening it.
Oh, of course.
So we opened it. I think that was a mistake because this was a really weird intro to summer, right? Like it's
Yeah.
been tons of rain. I don't know what this is on the East Coast, but I would say end of May, like where your birthday is, to probably end of September. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year the Northeast had beautiful weather September through October, which I'm really hoping, just like Los Angeles. Do you remember LA was just beautiful September, October.
It was, you're right.
June is just gray and like kind of miserable.
Well, it's June gloom in
June
LA.
gloom.
Yeah.
You just got to let the ocean, what do they call it, burn off. The sea layer.
Oh, is that what it
the
is? I
ocean
don't know.
sea layer just burn off.
But it's weird because they're colder than us right now.
You know, we don't have to talk about climate change, but if you want to, we can.
I know. We don't have to go down that road.
It's not us that's going to be able to tell you why it's
Can't
happening.
tell you anything.
It's probably because of my aerosol hairspray.
Yeah, it's God, or
There
the plastic
goes the
water bottle.
ozone
Yep,
layer.
I have a plastic water bottle in my car.
How about the floating island in like water that's just garbage somewhere?
I don't understand it. But yes, apparently that is one.
Yeah, I hope the world really comes around and starts being beautiful.
We have to get into our topic today.
Speaking of like staying in shape, like the world that we're trying to talk about, let's talk about like being healthy, what it takes. As I say that, my tooth on the left side has been aching since I got it fixed.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, I find this very funny. Summer. Do you feel like this? I don't know if this is your thing, but like everyone in my family, summer hits and they're like, I got to do my dentist appointment. I got to do my yearly, annual, my physical.
Well, why didn't we do this in January, February,
I
which
don't
is
know.
what I did? Because as soon as you get to the new year, all your insurance kicks in again.
yes.
So that's when I did it all.
Right. Like
But
a normal human.
my mother, because I remember I talked about my mom going for all her breast cancer checkup annuals. And so she's just like spewing out her schedule of, I told you, I
Yes,
sent you her
actually
schedule.
texted it to me.
Yes.
I got a little Hy-Vee over it. It was a lot of information.
And she always says, you know, at some age, at one point in your age, it's all you do is going to like doctor's appointments.
Which
and
is
that's
true.
And then my brother, who works in the medical field, says, if you look for something, you're going to find something.
Oh my God, one doctor once told me that if you look for something, if you keep looking, Candice, because when I went through my fertility dramaticness and, you know, it was a lot, they said if you keep looking, you're going to find.
Yeah, but that was something where you wanted a problem solved so that you could
know, but
achieve
one problem's
beautiful baby Maverick.
Totally. But then one problem turned into another. And it's like, what's that cyst on my liver? He's like, ignore it. It's nothing. But you start to, all these things. But that being said, the one thing that we all do in my family is the dentist appointment. And so what's going on with your tooth?
I have an obsession with teeth.
What is your obsession?
I love brushing my teeth.
Oh, you have beautiful teeth.
There's some things now I'm like, oh, maybe I should do Invisalign because one tooth bothers me. Or then somebody will say, oh, just get a cap kind of thing, a veneer on that tooth. A veneer? Yes, I'm saying that right.
Oh, yeah.
But then I'm like, I don't want to drill down my real teeth that are actually in good shape. I have good teeth. But I've basically a filling cracked, a new dentist in Florida fixed it, quote unquote. And now I actually feel it more than ever. So I've been like, I just need to go back. And I was like, this thing was miserable. I don't know if you feel this way. I don't like going to the dentist.
I was just going to ask you, do you have a fear of the dentist?
It's miserable. So the thing that they had in my mouth was like, it felt like it was like an oxygen thing. It was like a tube on my face that kept my mouth open because it was like the back tooth.
It's the worst.
And it's like... And then the lady gave me the suckage thing.
And did she try to talk to you? Because that's my favorite.
Okay.
Don't have a conversation with me with that thing in my mouth.
So she gave it to me to do myself. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, it's awful.
No, don't hand it to me. You know what you're supposed to do. That's your job. You're the assistant. I don't want to suck up the own saliva on myself. Next thing it was, the woman that was the assistant would not stop talking to me.
It's awful. They do it. Every one of them. Every dentist I've been to a ton, they all do it.
I was like, they gave me the woman that didn't shut up with her
asking you
stories.
Questions.
She just kept going.
And you're like, and you're trying to answer with these things in your mouth.
Well, you have beautiful teeth, and I know you have. There's a story.
Oh, I have tons of teeth issues, but I don't have a fear. I shouldn't say I don't like the dentist either. It's not like I wake up like, let's go to the dentist. But I don't have a fear of it. I get through it. But I have a friend who literally has to be drugged in the chair. Like, you have to put her out. She's like, I will not let you near my teeth. So every year she goes to the dentist, and they put her out because she's
like a dog.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Do you do
Cannoli,
Cannoli's teeth?
So Cannoli has some one rotten tooth right now, and he's on a little antibiotics.
Does he go once a year to go get the teeth cleaning at the vet?
We do not do that because he has a heart murmur.
Yeah.
So they don't want to put them to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so I can't put him to sleep, so I have to brush his teeth.
So I had a mobile dental cleaner in Florida.
For a dog?
And they didn't put them under, and they came to the house. And I cannot find it here.
Wait, that's amazing.
I know. I don't understand. We live in the future's here, too, in the Northeast. Why isn't it accessible?
Hello, people. If you're listening, if you're a mobile dentist for a dog, please help me.
That doesn't put them under.
That doesn't, because Cannoli, because he has a murmur.
And Lola was so old, I didn't ever. And then the one time, like the person like put bunny ears on Lola and took a picture of her teeth before and after because it was Easter. But they were lovely and wonderful, and it was great. And I cannot find it here.
Okay, we're gonna have to find them. Yeah. But me, myself, personally, I have some crazy ass teeth stories. I get ready for it. I think I've told you, but you might react differently if you forgot. I still have my baby teeth in my mouth.
But you have veneers over them.
Not my bottom ones.
Go like that. Yeah, you have beautiful bottom teeth. So just the top.
They're my
How
baby
much of the top?
teeth.
Did you just do like...
I did 10 teeth across the top, all 10.
Here's it was your wedding present from your dad, right?
No, but I love that you think that.
That was the story that I had.
No, my dad was like, do you want, what's your graduation present from college?
Okay, got it. I knew it was a present.
I was like, well, I think I want to get veneers on my teeth. And he's like, why? I said, because believe it or not, I hated my teeth always. And all I do is smile. I'm a crazy person. I smile at everyone. Yeah. And when I was starting to smile at that time period, I would get like that cold sensation when you're like, oh, that's cold. Yeah, like I would feel it in my teeth.
So what that makes me think of is when I do the whitening strips. And if you overdo the whitening strips, your gums get your teeth and your gums get very sensitive.
Oh, interesting. So I was feeling
that. Yours was totally wild.
So mine was wild because my teeth were thinning. Like I had really small teeth. So they were thinning. So when I went to a special orthodontist and a doctor, a dentist, whatever, he was like, yeah, how are you doing in the wind? And I laughed. I was like, it hurts to smile if it's windy out. It literally did. And I was like 20 years old. And he was like, you need to look into veneers. So when I went to my dad, I was like, it's a medical thing, Dad. He was like, yeah, okay, Candice. So he felt like a little more happy giving me the present versus like, I just want pretty teeth. So it was also to protect the existing teeth that I have. So veneers go right over.
Don't they drill them down?
They didn't have to for me because mine were so
tiny
thin
teeth, Candice.
and so tiny. It's so true.
Not anymore, baby. Check out these ones.
Woohoo! Look at my chompas.
Yeah.
But Tom and I were dating at the time, and we have this joke where he was like, I was the Friends episode. If you ever watched Ross with his teeth,
Yep.
I literally walked in before and after of getting them the veneers put on. When I walked in, I was the after, and Tom went, "Your teeth." I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "Please." He's like, "It's okay." I was like, "They're really big." He's like, "I'm just not used to you with
just
big
have to-
teeth."
yes.
I was like, oh God, do they glow in the dark? I was turning lights on. I was losing my mind. And then it felt great about 3 days later.
Well, here's the thing. I appreciate doing things differently and looking visually a little bit different at times.
Totally.
But when it's shocking to a room, I am very conscious of
Yes.
it. Like, oh, did they notice? But I also laugh that a lot of people, like Florida, the kids get boob implants for their high school
Wow.
graduation.
Yeah,
you
no,
get
that
teeth.
wouldn't
I
fly.
would take teeth.
Well, that wouldn't fly with my parents. Mine was more like a medical / I really am uncomfortable.
but
and also I want my teeth.
But also, let's continue even further back. This is a story I remember. Wasn't it something about braces moving all of your teeth forward and the nerves and
God.
endings getting all twisted?
Here we go. Here's my weird ass story. I should be on like CNN or something.
It's not weird. It's just like, it's kind of cringy. It
It's
makes me
cringy.
like,
I went
oh
to
my
an
goodness.
orthodontist in Staten Island. I think he's dead now, I'm sure, because he was old when I
Well,
was
if
like
not, you
9.
might have got a hitman on him.
It's true. When I was old, I was 9, and he was like an old man then, so I'm sure he's not alive now. But they like did like those X-rays back then, and they were like, "Oh, your baby teeth, like they've fallen out, some, and some have not. So because they have not, whatever's growing down, which now I'm 9 years old, all my grown-up teeth are in, everything's in." He's like, I had like spaces, like I didn't have both canines didn't come in. So I didn't have matching, nothing matched. And he was like, you know what? We're going to put braces on you and move everything forward. So when someone's wisdom teeth falls out, where did yours fall out?
I didn't lose him.
Oh, look, congratulations. Or
'Cause
molars.
some people,
Like they're usually in the back, right?
yeah, where
they
you have
all
to get them taken out.
right, but they're usually in the back of your mouth. Mine were sort of in like mid because they got pushed forward.
You know, this is a thing of nightmares for
It's
me.
it's terrifying. So all of my teeth, whatever was in the back, came forward. So some of it didn't match. And I never really loved the way that looked. It looked weird to me.
Yeah.
So, and it is weird now looking back where my parents were like, just put braces on her. They didn't know.
Just give her a perm. Nobody will
just
notice.
give her a perm. They didn't know. So they just did what the doctor said.
Of course.
Which clearly was not the right thing to do. So looking back, I'm like, wow, they moved all those teeth from the back forward where I had one canine on the left, but not on the right. But yet my molars were kind of, it was really weird and effed up. That being said, I then went to veneers and I'm so happy. I've had veneers for like 15 years and I love it.
What is the maintenance on veneers?
Nothing. The only thing
Are
you
you
have to do,
nervous later on in life if anything could, or these veneers just...
they should last 20 to 30 depending on, I had an amazing doctor who did it. I will say though, I also had the trauma of gum surgery because my gums were very thick.
I'm very stressed right now.
I know.
The
Sorry for
teeth
those of you
stuff-
that don't like the dentist.
Well, you know, from Little Shop of Horrors, there's the whole. I'll be a dentist.
Yes, and he's like, I had
It's
a few
Steve
of those
Martin,
dentists.
right?
Yes.
And he's a villain, and he loves it.
Yes, he loves it.
I can't imagine having my hands in people's mouths.
They love it. They're in there. But I will say, when I went to the dentist recently, who I love my dentist, Dr. Bourbon, in Manhattan, he was like,
Do you go all the way to Manhattan for your dentist?
Yeah, hands down.
You go to the best. That's what my mother always says.
Always the best. I go to the best. Because every time I've gone to a local dentist, no offense, local dentist, but they're like, you need x-rays to start with us. I'm like, no problem. We do the x-rays and they come in white, their faces. They're like, do you
they
know
don't get it.
you still have baby teeth? Do you know your molar incisors? I'm like, yes. Like they're beside
you're
themselves.
Like, I am this age.
I don't
I've
want to
gone
explain
through
this
it.
shit anymore.
Yeah. And when I was talking about a thing of nightmares, I think we both share this, is that I've had dreams of losing teeth. Like,
Well, that's a thing. I dream of that too.
Yeah.
It means, I looked it up. It means like you're rebirthing or you're invigorating.
Oh,
You're
I
shedding
read
something.
that you're afraid to like get older and lose your
And
childhood.
there's the other side of it. There's like the Buddhist thought, and then there's like the spiritual. I've read so many, but one was like, yeah, that you're afraid.
Yeah, you can interpret everything with dreams into something. Oh, it just means the future is bright ahead. Okay.
No, but
you're letting go of the past.
You're
and
shedding
moving on.
something.
Yes, exactly.
But like I've dreamt my teeth get rotten, and I think they're going to fall out. And all these things. But I do think it's funny that summer is the time to go to the dentist and do your doctor's appointments. Do you have people in your family that do that?
I just said my mother gives me a list.
But it's summer?
My brother avoids it.
Why do we do this to ourselves in the summer?
I don't. I do it like a normal human right when it kicks off, January, February. And I'm
that's
like,
what Tom does.
Bop, 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 get it done.
I come from a family of school teachers, so I think they're like, I have the summer off. I'm
Yes.
doing all my doctor's appointments.
Yeah, so my mother is a retired
Yes,
teacher.
yes.
So then she gets it. I think there is that summertime to-do list that you have. Me, I just make it work for the whole year. I don't base everything on summer. I was thinking about that recently, where people do things like everybody goes to Italy in the summer. Why aren't we going to Italy some other time?
I don't know.
It's only the time that you can get the work.
I don't know.
Time off.
Maybe they save
PTO.
up.
You get PTO.
PTO. Maybe they save up. I don't know. But yes, I agree with you.
I'm
I
going
just
to
think
Egypt with Mom in the fall.
You are.
Did I tell you that?
No.
I think I have to get shots for that. I think it probably should.
I think you do.
Just in case we don't want any stomach bugs.
You definitely have to get
But that's
something.
September. I think that's when I'm going. It might be October.
Check that calendar.
I'm going to check that calendar. I mean, it's a big trip. So, I mean, summertime, we talk about this, like, it's been actually consistent about what we do during the summer.
Yeah.
But I at this point, with this kind of weather, I just want to sit in the air conditioning.
Oh, no.
Or
it's
dip
awful.
in the pool. Big dips.
Big dips in the pool. And you know what? I was talking about this with another friend where it was like, do you lather up that SPF? So by the time I'm lathering up to get out to sit out there, I want to come back in. That's how I feel. It's a lot of effort
I
to
have
go
a good
sit by my
friend of
pool.
mine who is, she's Scottish, her husband's Irish, and they're like, I do not want to do anything outside with bugs or mosquitoes. They're like, invite me to barbecue, I'm not going.
I got to tell you.
And I love a good barbecue, but you got to have some wind. We have a fan outside that's
Yes.
keeping things moving, but gnats. My brother just sent pictures today. He has, I'm really grossed out by little small moving things, multiple bugs.
So I was
in
just going
one
to say, what is
space.
your bug phobia like?
Yeah, no, disgust ants. But this is, my brother has a tree in the backyard, the last standing tree, that has been attacked by like thousands of caterpillars.
Ooh.
And it's like really gnarly looking.
Yeah.
And then in Florida, you don't mess around with red ants. Have you ever gotten bit by a red ant?
I've never, but they're everywhere.
Somebody at work wanted to save a red ant that was in the studio. And I said, those things come from hell. They bite you. You get like a blemish that it pusses and it itches for like 2 weeks. It's disgusting. In college, when I first went to Miami, you could sit anywhere. Like, you cannot sit anywhere in Florida and take the assumption that you're going to be fine. There are ants coming to get you. So like I would sit and
God,
you
this is
can't
like
go
my
in the
fear.
grass. And like I remember I just had bug bites all over my legs because you just sit in an ant.
no.
They'll go up your leg.
No. I have a fear of bees.
Oh, me too.
I'm not well. I'm not well with things that fly. And I'm not well with ticks.
Wait, hold on. Well, yeah. One time I went hiking recently and with the Juno dog. And I was like, we're going to go on a nice hike because I loved hiking in California.
Yes.
And I got changed out of my sports bra and I had a tick on my bosom.
Did you rip it off? Was it in your skin?
It
I have so
wasn't
many
under
questions.
my skin. But
Okay.
it grossed me out and we just moved on and didn't go hiking again.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Tom was like, I'm going to cut the lawn. I'm like, why? Why don't we get a lawn guy? Because I think, a lawn guy, like, what am I doing? But, like,
Yeah.
I really think
think
you're
you
not
have a lawn
skilled.
guy. Do you not have a
well,
lawn guy?
this is the story behind the lawn guy situation. Tom's like, I'm doing it. He does it beautifully. It takes 3 hours, not because we have a giant.
Does he like it?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
He was a little stressed about, like, I need to find the time to do it.
I think men will complain like about doing their housework, but also like be addicted to it.
Yeah, because he came in and he's like, you know what's going on in this podcast I'm listening to about crime and someone died and
My
there's a
brother
murder
listens
mystery.
to
And I was
podcasts
like,
as he does
okay.
things.
So he's doing that. But then he came in and he was like, I feel like we should spray for ticks. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, is that a mole on your neck? It was a giant tick. By the way, in there with blood. So I went in with my hand. You're talking to me here. I went in with my hand and ripped that sucker out of his neck. And I was like, I got the head, and I threw it out in the trash. who am I? I don't like bugs, but I was like, that's how much I love you. I went into your neck. He was totally fine, thank
Would
God.
you take it off my bosom?
I think I might. Like, it fucking freaked me out.
No, it was. Can you imagine changing?
I think I'd go right in there.
And then I think you have to be really nervous about Lyme disease after that,
That's
right?
the next thing. You're like, do I got tested for Lyme disease? So I now have the tick guy. He comes, he sprays. I got the lawn guy. He's cutting the lawn. I was like, I'm not equipped. I'm a city girl.
You don't mess around with bugs in Florida. I think Florida is like Jurassic Park.
And they also have lizards.
Have a cockroach like the size of your palm.
Yes,
and you have to spray all the time with places. The funny part with Florida is lizards are good because they eat those bugs.
I don't know if you remember this story, but when I stayed at your place in Florida, I was watching Lola, Sarah's first dog. Lovely. Love Lola. She's the best. And I'm watching. And before you leave to get in your car, I stayed at your place for a week or something. And you go, listen, when you walk Lola, just don't go by the
frogs.
No, just
the toads.
No, just don't go by the lake. Over there, you're like, there's some crocodiles. I think that the neighbor lost their dog, and I'm like, oh my God,
that's such a wild card.
And it was a very like nonchalant. You weren't stressed about it, and I was like, okay, be careful of the crocs. And I thought, really?
Well, the one thing that was actually really bad with Lola, there's these things in Florida called bufo toads. So bufo toads are not supposed to be in Florida. They came over somehow, and they are poisonous. And of course, kids at some point lick them to get high. But if a dog does...
I'm sorry, they're licking the frogs.
I mean, at some point, kiss a frog, get high, think they're going to find their prince. Kids
all
are
I
just
think
wacky.
of is pink eye and herpes and sores if you're kissing. I think of all disgusting things. Like, that's bacteria.
I don't think you're getting pink eye. Well, it is bacteria, that's for sure. But what happened with Lola, I was filming Bloodline down in the Keys from Netflix, on Netflix. And I was filming down there, and I had a friend come walk her. And he said, Lola's acting weird. I said, oh, I'm sure she's fine. He's like, no, she's off. And honestly, I had to trust that. And so he took her to the emergency vet.
And what was it?
She kissed a bufo toad. They're poisonous. And I think what they have to do is basically like slow them that they don't panic and basically get themselves to like have a heart attack or something. So basically they like anti-anxiety type of thing just to like chill and like monitor them.
That's insane.
Yeah. So the thing is dogs don't learn a lesson. So
of
they
course
will
they don't
always
know.
keep going after.
Oh, of course they don't
toad.
know.
So do you love nature?
No, but I have become one with nature.
Oh, have you?
Yes, when I started. Here we go. City girl.
I'm an animal print. Does that count?
You're much more naturey than me. But I will say, when I first met Tom a million years ago, he reacted really oddly because he wanted to take me on a picnic, and he like put a little blanket out, and he's like, come on, we'll sit on the grass. And I was like, I don't sit on the grass. He's like, what's wrong with you? And then I thought, what is wrong with me? I would not. And then I realized I'm my mother. My mother doesn't sit on the grass. My mother, literally you're sitting outside at a barbecue at your house, it's summertime, and all you hear out of my mother is, and you're like, Mom, what? A fly just, that's a bee. And you can't even sit next to this woman. Well, she's swatting
I'll
everything.
tell you, you don't do it. Like in Florida, you just don't sit in the grass. But have you ever heard of grounding?
That's what I was going to say.
And walk in the grass. So Chad is very earthy.
He's right, though.
And
Grounding is good.
I hug trees. We had a beautiful tree.
There you go.
And I think it's just amazing that the trees do have energy, and they've been here a very long time.
They have.
But there was a tree in front of my property in Florida that I would hug, and I said it to when somebody was coming to buy something at the house, and I said, "Isn't this a beautiful tree?" They're like, "Actually, it's really young, and it's not that great of a tree." And I was like, wait, so I've just been hugging this tree and down. Literally,
tree hugger.
I am.
But you know what, though? I agree with you. When I was trying to get pregnant, I went to every avenue of like, not even so much grounding, but every avenue of hope to be like, help me. And everything was tuned back into nature. So I did this thing where I would like take my shoes off and I would stand in the grass, little old city Staten Island girl. Tom was like, wow, you really want to have a kid, because I was like searching for anything and signs and bunnies and things and certain bugs I would Google and all these things. I literally started to very much connect with nature. And then at one point, one of the trees in our yard needed to come down. And I went as far as Googling what kind of tree it was, to the point where the tree man who came to take it down was like, what does it matter? I was like, if it's a red oak, you can't take it down. If it's this, you have to keep it up, because it meant something. And I started to do all that research.
You were connected to Mother Nature.
I was manifesting the crap out of things.
Well, interesting that you say that. Somebody I work with, I was talking to his wife, and when they were having trouble, the woman that they were working with said manifest, like there's a tree growing within you to keep it healthy. 100%. And they ended up naming her Willow. And I thought that was so charming, and like, what a beautiful story. She ended up getting pregnant.
But that makes sense, right? And also it has to do with a lot with like spiritual things with, people who have passed, and also signs have to do with trees of like, what does that mean? Yeah. So we were very conscious about cutting down certain trees, which I would never think I'd be that person. But I guess I am a little. But I'm still screaming at bees. Oh God, I can't do it.
We talked about bees, the dirty bee. I got stung and couldn't walk. So now I'm like I just nervous, even though I went through all the allergy shots, because I don't like bees. At one point in college, I felt like I would wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to stop coughing. And they're like, oh, you're allergic to like mildew or dust mites.
Yes.
And I was like, isn't everybody? And I did like the allergy test, and I don't even, they just said dust mites. But I was going back to lovers of nature, which I gave you the punchline. Chad and I were up in California doing a road trip, and we got out at one of the state parks. And of course, Chad was like, well, let's go down this path. And I said, Chad, it's blocked. We shouldn't go there. He goes, it'll probably be beautiful. And
He's like, I'm one with nature.
Yes. And we walked, and then this like park ranger came from behind the tree and was like, excuse me, what are you doing here? And we looked, and I was just like, we're lovers of nature. And then he proceeded to write us a ticket. But that's been like a consistent.
But you are lovers of nature.
He goes, people die. They fall off into the waterfall here. I was like, okay, chill, bro. Like, I understand people do, but we're being somewhat responsible.
You were being somewhat responsible.
Chad.
I mean, I got a ticket for peeing in a park, but that's a very drunken story that I don't know if we should tell.
I have a very funny story about that. So Chad, once again, is very like natural, easygoing, and I'm like, me too.
Are
obviously,
you in that moment?
I'm doing my curling my hair and whatnot. So I'm like, yes. And we went on like a bike ride, and we were at a park, and I said, Chad, I have to use the bathroom, and he goes, well, just go.
Oh no.
And I was like, okay, I'll just go. And like, I did the same thing. I peed in the park.
Did you get a ticket?
No. Then he turned around and goes, I was talking about the porta potty that's right there.
And I was like, it. You were in.
I was trying to be like, I can just go.
You were crouching down
just go.
in the park peeing. I love that. You were like, drop chow and go.
Yes. And I did. Hey, listen, if you ever go into a concert or a music festival, you've all gone before.
Yeah, I went glamping and I had to freaking pee in. I call it glamping. It wasn't. It was actual camping, and it was awful. Tom and I will never do it again.
Yeah,
never do it again.
I'll feel the same way. Like I've camped maybe once, and I slept in the car. Glamping is a different thing. So Mark and Janice do like log cabins that are on the state parks.
And that's glam. I think I'll do that. I don't know why I would ever do what I did. We did camping with a bunch of friends a million years ago, it feels like now. But honestly, Tom was miserable. I was not well. Like, if anything, we realized if the apocalypse hits, I'm going to survive and Tom's going to die, because he was like, I'm not nature. What the hell's going on? Give me a bathroom. Give me a shower. I'm like, buddy, he was not well. He doesn't like to feel gross.
I don't like feeling gross. Like coming out of the ocean, like I need some rinse off the saltiness.
Tom is very OCD. It was bad.
Well, I would say during pandemic, I remember that moment not knowing what was happening. And I turned to Chad, who's a brewer, who was working for Brew Theory in Florida at the time, and knew a lot of farmers, because the farmers, they come for the grain for the cattle. Yeah. And so I had peace being like, if we need to survive, we know farmers and we can figure this out. And I remember turning to him, I was like, if it's just me and you, we will survive. We will figure this out. Yeah. So like even today, we know we're getting ground beef from a local farmer.
Yeah, so we'll call you, because we don't know what we're doing. We're basically hovering in with mac and cheese somewhere with Maverick.
Don't look at me for like building a fire.
Tom's like, I think I learned this in Boy Scouts. I was like, oh, dear God.
How long did he last in Boy Scouts?
A while, but doesn't remember shit.
We got to put him to the test.
Yeah, no, we can, but he's not going to do well. He was like, "No, Can, this is gross. Oh God, where are we sleeping?" I was like, "We have sleeping bags because we're camping, dude.
Yeah.
Like we have the sleeping bags." He's
We're
like,
camping, dude.
and he's like, "My back on this floor." I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like we were not. No, we're just. And it wasn't like, oh, we're older. No. We were young. He didn't like it. He just didn't like it, and then it made me hate it even more.
I
tried
like
to
a hotel.
Yeah, I tried to rough it. It's just I can't do it. And I love the people that act like it's the best thing ever. I'm like, nope, this isn't fun for me.
I haven't figured that out either. I agree with you. And every time I like say to Chad, like, let's go do this. And he's like, I did this when I was younger.
It's not fun.
They had a motorhome though, where they traveled with dirt bike racing.
Yeah.
They are definitely a little bit more. I mean, I feel like I was a suburb girl, right?
Yeah.
So they really went out into the woods a lot more than I.
Yeah, I mean, I was a city
have
girl.
in my life. I would say when everybody was doing summertime stuff, I was on a stage singing and dancing.
Totally.
And my brother and sister-in-law, my dad were all beach lifeguards.
Yeah.
And so,
That's cool.
So as much as like I like love the beach and the ocean, I also like being on elevation.
Yeah, I'm
And
with you.
putting on a show. So, did I tell you this when we were in Puerto Rico? Everybody, my future brother-in-law said, Sarah, I went golfing today, and Carly went snorkeling, and Chad's mom went boogie boarding, and Chad went surfing. Like, what's going to be your happiness today? Everybody did your happiness. And I said, I'll be singing and dancing at 8 o'clock. And I was.
Good for you.
Because I was like, give me a glass of rum and put on some good music, and that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does sound
I was
like fun.
dipping in the water the whole time.
Well, that's wonderful.
I just think
I do dip, by the way. I do just dip in the water. I'm not like, I'm just dipping,
dipping?
these days.
Yes.
I literally don't want to swim it
Well,
out.
here's the thing. At this point, were you a daring kid? I don't think you were.
Oh, no. Like, did I go off the diving board like
Yeah.
3 times in my life? And I was like, I'm good. I
Yeah.
never have to do that again.
So Chad's mom climbed a cliff and jumped off a waterfall, and it was me, Chad, Carly, and Sam just watching and being like, I just don't want to put myself in any danger like that anymore.
You know,
We're not. And then Chad, I feel like, jumped off a rock at some point, and I got like sort of motivated to do it. And then I stood up there and I was like, yeah, I slip on a rock. That's your head.
You're like, you're me in some ways, because now looking back, we used to vacation. Here we go, call out, Crystal Springs Resort, which is a big thing now. It's making me laugh. But years ago, it wasn't. It was in Great Gorge. It was called Crystal Springs. Great Gorge. And my dad and mom had a little condo there that we would go to, and they had the big cliff that all the kids would jump off of into the pool. It was not that big.
Right.
But as a kid, it looked ginormous. And every kid would do it over and over and over and over. And I did it one time. But the thing that freaked me out was the pool that you jumped into was a black pool. So it was very dark.
Yeah, and scary.
And scary.
And you hear the Jaws theme
and it was a
underneath you.
freezing cold water.
And snakes.
And
Dark water means snakes.
100%.
And snakes in the water is
snakes,
terrifying.
And just like Tom always said to me, if I can't see what my feet at the bottom,
Is today
I'm freaked
about
out.
our phobias?
Well, I love
what
it.
We're disgusted
we're just digging in.
And I'm disgusted.
So I like did the jump.
Snakes are no joke.
No, snakes and all of the things, sharks and things that freak me out. So I did the cliff jump, and I never need to do it again.
I was a very daring kid.
That's
like
great.
So, for example,
Fabulous.
we went not even recently. We went scalloping, and my future mother-in-law was like, "Oh, Sarah, I know this isn't your thing." I was like, "It's not my thing. Let's go. Let's find these goddamn scallops."
Good for you.
Because it feels daring, right? Like I can do
Because
things.
you feel like exactly.
I
You feel like
commit-
I got this.
Yeah, I like to always experience something.
That's wonderful.
That's kind of how I feel. Now I think protect my body more. Like
Now
I
I'm like,
remember
I'm not jumping off
my
that cliff.
dad's like, even with wrestling, dad's like, if I do interviews, goes, my dad would be like, you could have taken that girl. I was like, yeah, but do you want to break
Do you know
my
what
collarbone?
my mom asked me the other day? She goes, when Sarah interviews the girls
Yeah.
or the boys, they're not fighting near her. She should put on armor. I was like, no, Mom.
No.
She's not in the ring.
Well, the joke I say, as long as you got it on camera, please, if they take me out, that's going to go viral.
you actually would start tap dancing all over them. I think you'd be great.
No,
You would do it. You'd
Are
be
you
good.
kidding me? It's not worth a concussion. I've had a concussion before when I was snowboarding, when I wanted to just be a snow bunny,
Look
and
at
I was a
you.
good skier.
Daring.
I was a good skier, and I was like, oh, all the cute boys are snowboarders. Literally, I'm engaged to my crush. Chad's a snowboarder. Like,
You are. That's a good thing that you're engaged
but
to your crush.
then I got a concussion trying to snowboard to impress, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm a good skier. And so when we went and got engaged in Vail, I skied and he snowboarded. But when you're good at something, you stick to what you're good at.
Yeah,
At a certain age, it's not worth it.
No, I'm good at dipping in the pool. And then I splash a little on my shoulders. Splash, 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 splash.
I think I'm getting a tan this year.
Yeah, you are. It
Like,
looks
I'm
beautiful.
working on a real tan.
No, you're old school tanning it. Like, just give us some tin foil and
Yes.
some, what was the Hawaiian, what was the,
Hawaiian Tropic?
was that the tanning oil we
That
used to use?
smelled delicious.
Delicious.
I was out at a bar the other day with my mother, get a happy hour, and they made some type of rumchata cocktail with lime juice, and I literally had a sip, and I was like, it is that. It tasted like that sunblock.
Smelled so good.
But it tasted like that.
Oh, that's terrible. No, but it probably, did it smell good at least?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I love that smell.
Well, these are all wonderful
These
things.
are like summer phobias. I don't even know what you call it.
Phobias, stories. I mean, dental work to bugs and snakes. One time I was on a Zoom conference for work with Stephanie McMahon on the Zoom, and I hear like banging outside. And just like I said, Florida is Jurassic Park. I afterwards I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm like on the Zoom conference with like one of the bosses. The guy was beheading a water moccasin, a snake, this big, ugly, and they're vicious. You want to kill them. But that's what he was doing. I just saw this older guy just like with a shovel beating and I was like, what is going on?
How am I not recording that Zoom? That isn't, you know what? You just reminded me.
I was going to say.
I recently, well, not recently. This was like 2 years ago. I was on a pitch Zoom meeting. For those of you that don't know, I pitch TV shows on Zoom to networks and studios. That being said, I was on a pitch meeting through Zoom, and you know I call it Hollywood Squares because I'm like an old Floridian deep down. And here we go, the Hollywood Squares. Remember that game show?
Why would you be Floridian?
I don't know. I just see old
game shows.
No, because I feel like the palm trees are in the background.
It might be Hollywood, Florida, rather than Hollywood,
exactly.
California.
And I see like old ladies watching it. And it's always used to make me laugh.
It came back recently.
It did, and that's why it's like having a resurgence, and it's making me laugh because it makes me think of Zoom when you're in your like little boxes, right? And I'm pitching the show, and I see one of the executives, who I will not call out, of course, like swatting something over his face, and you know that moment when you're like on TV or performing or doing something, but your other monologue, so you're clearly speaking one thing, but your inner voice monologue is saying another. And I'm talking about the show, and my voice monologue in my head is like, what the hell is he swatting at?
Yep.
And he clearly was swatting, and he was in like one of those office rolly chairs, and all of a sudden he
went
swats
flying?
too much and goes over the chair, feet up in the air, and all you see in his Hollywood little square is his 2 feet like dangling, ding, ding, ding. And I was like, do I stop? And one of the executive was like, you're okay? And he said his name, and he like put himself together, and he's like, I think I just got stung, or it was a wasp. I'm not sure. He was so freaked out that he not only flipped over, but was trying to swat a fly or a bee or something.
Why are we just shutting off our video like a professional?
And I was thinking, oh my God, do I stop? Nope. What did Candice do? I kept going. Of course I did, because my inner performer was like, I got to keep going, which is so stupid.
Stage.
Right. I was like, I got to keep going.
Yeah,
I can't
this
break.
Is how we've talked about that.
Oh,
like,
that was
where you
so
get
bad.
the different reactions or unexpected things happen. And
Why
you're like,
didn't I just stop and say, are you okay?
Yeah.
But no.
Was this early on in your pitching?
It was about in the actual meeting or in the
in your career of
like
pitching?
Somewhat, yes. I also think I'm a people pleaser, and I didn't want to make him feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, if I just keep going, we won't make notice of it.
So something that I have phobia and like is making, like, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable.
Yes, like, so I'll make it better if I don't say
anything. It's like, nobody saw it. Everything's good.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, if I keep going, then I won't embarrass him and no one will feel bad. And that's where I was coming from. So I did keep going. But till this day, just those feet in the air in his Hollywood Square, every time I jump on a Zoom, I kind of have a little PTSD that I'm like, Candice, don't be the one in the Hollywood Square.
Zooming is interesting,
it's
right?
It's so odd. It's great and lovely and weird.
Wasn't there another company that was similar to Zoom?
Yeah, wasn't there like, I don't
like totally
Skype?
went under.
I don't
Skype.
know. Was it Skype?
What happened to Skype?
I don't know if they got
Zoom
bought.
probably got bought by.
I don't know if they got bought, but I feel like
Zoom is uncomfortable. I think the thing is with timing of like if the video is on or like what's the background.
Yes.
I'm working on my professional background currently in my wardrobe office.
Do you blur it out?
Never.
Blur it out?
I don't like the blur.
I've been on a few Zooms recently where they're blurring out the background.
Yeah.
And it kind of bothers me.
So I'm working on my current background that I said is my office
Yes.
wardrobe.
I like
Guest,
it.
it's our third bedroom, and right now I just have a wardrobe rack, which actually doesn't look that bad. It kind of is like I'm a show woman.
I was like, that's fun.
But then I'm putting all my accolades, my academic accolades.
Oh,
up.
smarty.
Well, yeah, I'm
I love
looking
it.
around. You do the same exact thing.
Yeah, we're in my current office. Was like I just put a bunch of. I love offices that are covered with pictures and frames.
So
on
I
walls.
have
do
all.
like
I've
that.
been dreaming about having an office to do that in.
it. Do
so
it.
I have this space now. I just need to get all these frames and make it happen.
Yeah, you need to do that and not flip over on a Zoom. I can't. I cannot not see that in my brain ever again. It's there forever. We need to move on to our happiness.
All right, you start.
My happiness. So my happiness this
You
week.
really went to it.
I have one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of naturey, which is funny. There's a little bunny in my backyard that I've been seeing, and my child Maverick, who is learning to talk, goes nanny, nanny. So it means bunny. By the way, those of you who have a toddler, I don't know what he says half the time, but I'm supposed to know. That's my job. Apparently.
I feel like you do.
I'm trying.
I'm the aunt that assumes that the mothers always do.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's saying, but now I got bunny, nanny, which is really cute. It's bunny. And this little bunny I thought was little. And then I realized, oh, this is kind of a big bunny. And I've been watching this bunny over the last week or so. Gave birth to bunnies.
Is that cute?
I don't know. I didn't watch the birth, but I do see now.
But
There's
you know
like
that
3 or 4
spread
little
like
ones.
bunnies.
Yeah, I know. So that's
We
what
have
Tom said to
bunnies
me.
all over our neighborhood. Juno bunny hunts.
We have the forest behind us. So
We
now I'm wondering.
open the door
And she just goes.
Juno does a lap. She launches. My dog is 12 pounds.
Yeah.
She does the full launch and does a full run around. And Chad and I now are like, good time, Juno. Good time. Because it's like,
timer.
oh, what time do we get?
You know
3
what?
seconds.
Cannoli does that too. He like
Yes.
charges. I'm like, where are you going? But I will
Our
say,
guard dogs.
I've secured the bunnies. I've moved them to the forest behind me.
Yep.
And they're living their best life.
Yeah.
But it was the sweetest thing watching
is
this
very
bunny.
cute. I apologize.
And these
I just
2
know
little
that
bunnies. That was
there's-
my happiness.
If there's bunnies around, that means a predator is around because it's food for them. So the other day I got a call from my good girlfriend that we just went to dinner. She's like, Sarah, be careful of Juno. There's a fox wandering around because there's bunnies everywhere.
I did not know
And then
this.
Chad got mad at me because like, oh, Juno, do you have to go out one more time? And he was like, did you not just hear Anastasia? And I opened the door and let her out, not thinking. I was like, oh God, save the dog.
oh.
That's the stuff. It's coyotes, fox.
Yeah, we have a fenced in yard, but they jump.
Ours-
it
yeah.
doesn't matter, right? Oh crap! I didn't even think of that. Well, there goes my happiness.
No, it's not. And Juno.
It was more the bunnies.
So Juno is like this very cute, floofy puppy. But like we've gone to the backyard and being like, why are there feathers everywhere?
She ate them.
Why is there fur everywhere? So I think she doesn't finish them off.
I will tell you.
I think she pulls.
Yep, she's doing it. She's playing with them.
Well, that's when she got really sick recently. I was like nervous that she got something from the rabbit.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Cannoli. Actually, me and my niece Ophelia can attest to this. I've seen Cannoli put a chipmunk in his mouth, and then my niece went up to Cannoli, stared my dog right in the face,
Yeah.
and was like, "Cannoli, drop it!"
Oh my God,
And
he
he
got
dropped
he
the
got a
chipmunk.
chipmunk.
But he got that freaking chipmunk. Cannoli's fast. These dogs are fast because they're hunters, right? Like that's Cannoli's
Ratters,
breed.
yeah.
Oh my God! But when she was like, "Drop it," and Cannoli just opened his mouth, and the chipmunk fell out. I was
That's
like, "Oh God!"
very funny, very visual.
All right, what's your happiness?
I got tickets for the new Phantom immersive theater.
Is that what I saw?
Yes.
On your Instagram?
So
Okay,
I was a
tell me.
big Phantom person. I read all of the books. I used to say, like, Dad and I would jam to the drum part in ba 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 ba.
Oh, yeah.
But then
yeah.
it goes.
Oh, yeah, it's
So we
phenomenal.
would just always have like Phantom and Les Mis. My brother could sing Les Mis.
love
And, and my brother is not a theater person. Like my sister-in-law went to see Les Mis with my brother, and she was like, he knew every word. And I was
Of
like,
course he did.
Theater household. But my dad and my mom, like that was their dates back in the day.
Yeah.
Like my mom and dad went to the original original Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
And she has the stir. And she
Yeah,
laughed
love
because
it.
if you haven't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, there's some
Oh, it's
scandalous
so
things.
fun.
But
Yes,
there's
it's dirty.
transsexual,
Yes.
and Transylvania.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
Tim Curry, brilliant.
My parents went to Cats and fell asleep, but there you go.
I did Cats, and I love being in Cats is a blast.
It's watching it that's
Yes.
awful. But
I don't know.
continue.
I like Cats.
The onesies
so they did
get me.
so Cats reimagined recently did one in Brooklyn that
Was
I
it
really
fun?
wanted to go to. I didn't go to it. So this I'm really excited for because it's an immersive theater experience. So it's by the same people that did Sleep No More, which I never got to do. But I've done immersive theater. We'll do that another time. So basically you
this.
cannot wear stilettos, but they want us to wear cocktail attire.
They do.
So you're and you have to wear a mask the whole time.
Who are you going with?
My going with Anastasia and Vinny, who I just talked about. But I was going to be Chad and I. And the thing that I've been loving with going with Chad is we've been making sure to go to these theater shows, and I think I've talked about it, that have like done the revival in a different way. They've
Yes,
shaken up
something
with
new and fresh,
what
yeah.
the medium of theater is.
Lovely.
So I feel more connected to that kind of like artistic changes and choices. That's kind of where I've like kind of evolved from like in traditional 42nd Street and stuff like that. I like when they take it and they're like, let's give the audience a totally different experience. So I know Chad fell asleep during Phantom when he was like his first show he went to when he first came to New York at some point. So this should be really cool. I'm really excited about it. I want to talk more about immersive theater, but we can't start with that because there's
No, we can't start.
Yeah, we don't start that.
Don't start.
So I got tickets and I was shaking because I was so excited about
so
it.
excited.
It was like getting tickets to like a concert, like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
For me, it was like that.
For you, it was like, I get that.
really
I don't get
wanna-
the Taylor Swift thing, but I'm sorry. We just lost a ton of people. I don't get the Taylor Swift thing, but I do.
saw her at the Hollywood Bowl at years ago when I was living in Los Angeles. I saw like Rihanna was there. It was like a big
that's
event.
fun.
And I was sitting next to a father and daughter, and I saw it was during the Shake It Off time.
It's
and
adorable.
they were dancing to Taylor Swift, and I said, "Oh,
That I get.
I get that."
I get that. I do too. I don't get it for me, but I get it for
And
that.
then we should certainly not start about Taylor Swift. But I'll see you next time. Shake it off. Shake it off.
That song's going to be in my head now.
Thanks for joining us today.
You can follow us on Instagram at Don't Start Podcast.
Or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you next time, friends.
Don't Start is produced by Anthony Street Productions.